Let's start our day. Good evening, everyone. How
Evening,
was your
teacher.
How was your weekend? Weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Weekend gonna.
I mean, every day is the same.
Yeah.
Really? You didn't
Right.
like go anywhere or have anything fun to do?
No.
Look at my hair.
because I'm broke now.
You broke,
No.
so nothing fun.
Yes, no money, no fun.
No money, no fun. So this weekend I did so many things. Like on Saturday I went to my cousin's shop. Like she opened a hair salon thing. Got my hair now.
Oh, that's why.
So I went to her shop to test out, like have some trimming, do some like spa, do some like massage on my head.
For free.
No,
What's for free?
discount with discount.
Oh.
And on Sunday we means me. We went shopping like with my aunt, my cousins, and my brother, my sister. But you know what happened? It rained so hard after we finished shopping, and I did not want to ruin my hair, so I had to like take a grab home, the rickshaw. And inside the grab, I put on my sweater, put on my hoodie, and put on my helmet. Imagine what it looked like. I think I took a picture. Let me show you. Yeah, like hoodie, helmet, and everything. So I took pictures as memory to show my future kids how dumb I was when I was younger. Look at
Maybe
this.
you can print that picture out and put in a frame.
Can you see it?
Yes.
So, judging by what I told you, do you think I had a good weekend or a bad weekend?
Both.
Good.
Good or bad or both?
I think good for the first part and for
Maybe
the end.
both.
Okay. Both. So, judging on what do you expect or do you guess that I had a good weekend? Based on
Hair treatment.
hair treatment. So, I told you my hair treatment. What else?
Go shopping with families.
Family shopping. So, what do you think is also a bad weekend?
The raining.
Thank you. May, what do you think?
The heavy rain.
Heavy rain means I had bad weekend, right?
Yes.
So
And
what
it
do we, okay. And
mean the heavy rain affecting your hair.
luckily I protected that. Still glossy. So what do we call that? You know that I had both bad and good weekend by what I like described to you. So what do we call that? The wording, the skill that you use.
Oh, inference.
Yes. So that is called inferencing or inferences. So from what you guessed earlier, what do you think inferences mean? Like I didn't tell you that I had good and bad weekend. I just told you what happened, but you concluded that I had both good and bad weekend. So what do we mean by inferencing or making inferences?
It's like the main idea or something.
Main idea in speaking.
Over the whole day, I mean the whole situation.
So making inferences, did you watch our video in our classroom?
Yes.
So what is inferences? What do we mean by making inferences?
I mean, like making the conclusion of what the speaker
Describe.
about the situation that the speaker described.
But did the speaker directly tell you about that answer or no?
No.
No, the speakers just normally tells you what happens or happened, and then you conclude with the meaning. That's called inferencing. Okay, so making inferences is very important. That skill, like you need to do in listening, like for example, true false questions, like in our reading text. Like we experienced that so far. Sometimes the questions is not in the text, like directly in the text. You need to like making inference into making. You need to make inferences to know the meaning. So how do we make inferences? Any tips you use besides listening to the speaker's description? Because earlier you guys choose the description. Like I told you this, you made inference that happened. So any tips?
Notice the words.
Notice the words. Okay. Any extra tips?
Like you said, raining day on your like you have to protect your hair, and then like it's hard. You have to wear a mask and then a hair mat and then a hoodie. So it's mean like it's negative feeling. So it's mean bad. Like it's kind of related to each other, like the synonym thing.
Okay, thank you. What main? Any idea?
No.
No? Okay, so like Yana said, to make inference, you can look at the speaker's speech and the words that they use, wording. Like Yana said earlier, like I had to protect my hair from the big rain. So that means bad. I hated that. Like the rain almost ruined my hair. So I had bad weekend at the end of the weekend on Sunday. Very good. So let's go to our book on page 11. So you look at the speakers, like you listen, it's in listening, like the word choices and what they talked about. So we will listen to a student talk about first impression. Again, review our note-taking skills, okay? Last Thursday, we listen and you guys still take notes. Do not answer the questions yet. You know you need more like evidence to support your answers for each question. So revise our note-taking skills and listen and take notes, and we'll use your note to answer the questions later. Let's go. Tell me if you can hear clearly or not. It's loading. My hair's on point. In France, I love my hair.
Unit 1.
How's the volume?
Listening skill.
It's
Activity
Clear?
Yes.
A.
I remember the first time I met Lee. It was the first day of classes my freshman year. I was on my way to my history class and had no idea where I was going. He smiled and asked me if I needed help. I must have looked really lost. Anyway, he gave me directions to the building where my history class was, which I don't think I would have found on my own. After he gave me directions, he introduced himself and gave me a firm handshake. He wished me luck with my classes and then headed off across campus. So he was probably late for his own class. My first couple of weeks of college were pretty difficult and lonely. I remember hoping I would see Lee again on my way to classes. About a month or so later, I did. I was eating lunch in the cafeteria. I waved to him and asked him to sit at my table with me and a couple of my new friends.
That's it, very short. So where was the speaker heading on that day when he met Lee? The speaker was heading to what class?
History.
Which we won't get hit by the air from the fan, the wind from the fan, I mean, sorry. So where was the speaker heading to when he met Lee?
Is it history?
History class, okay. So what did Lee do? Ming. Look at your note, Ming. What did Lee do?
He tried to find a direction.
Lee, not the speaker. We
Ah,
have
Lee
to.
told him the directions to the history class.
Okay, did Lee go with him or he just let the person go alone?
Get it.
Like Lee, did Lee go with the speaker to his class or he just told the directions to go to class and he left the speaker to go alone?
Go on his own.
Okay, you saying so from your note?
No, I didn't take note of that.
Okay, what else did Lee do?
He introduced himself and gave the speaker a firm handshake.
Okay, so I think we have enough notes. Both of you have enough notes. Let's go to page 11, question there too. So use your notes. If it's not enough, we'll listen again and answer these two questions. Based on your notes, what are the answers? If you don't have enough answers, we will listen to this listening again. Number one, first bad or good impression. Why? So what information from your note help you answer that? Remember? Okay. Number two, do you think the speaker likes Lee? Why? Again, based on your note. When you're done, let me know so we can check the answer together. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to like share the answer to number one? Anyone? Okay. Wait.
I think it is positive first impression because Lee helped the speaker to find his history class, even though Lee was late to his class. And the information from my note that helped me answer this, like when Lee saw the speaker, he smiled and asked if the speakers needed help. And after he gave the speaker direction, he introduced himself to the speaker and also gave the speaker a firm handshake. and then say goodbye.
Okay, thank you. May, same or different?
Same.
Same, very good. So remember our first listening on Thursday, we listened to accuracy of first impressions, right? How like we judge people based on their first action that they do towards us. So this one, because Lee did something really good to the speaker thinks he's a positive person automatically. Okay. Number 2, May.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The speaker likely because without him, I mean, he felt lonely without him.
On your note,
Why?
why? Okay.
Oh, what is
Question.
it on my note?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I mean, he felt lonely and he wished to see Lee again. Eventually, they met each other.
Okay. Yan, thank you. Yan, same answer.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. For number 2, we'll listen again and get more answers from our speaker. Like he will tell us more about how him and Lee became friends.
Unit 1. Listening skill. Activity C.
When I first met Lee, I knew instantly he was the type of person I could be friends with. He was so friendly. I mean, I couldn't believe he made himself late for class to help me, a freshman he didn't even know. The fact that he helped me and made me feel welcome made a really great first impression on me. We've been good friends ever since.
So you get the right answers for the 2 questions. He said we became good friends. That means he likes Lee, okay? And he mentioned something about a great first impression. So both of you got the right answers. Very good. So this kind of listening is very easy because it's short and it has questions that are easy to answer. Right now, we'll test something a little more challenging. Emma, you okay?
Oh, it's okay. Okay.
When you look spaced out on, like just spaced out.
What's that?
Hang on. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. What about now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 8 questions. We will do another listening. This time it's a little more challenging. So among these 8 sentences, there are only a few of them that are the opinions of the speaker, a man. So I'll play the audio and you will listen and decide which one is his opinion or which ones are his opinions. Okay? So read the questions first. There are 8. And also take notes. Again, our note-taking skills. And you will need to make inference. You can also take some keywords so you will know what to listen for. That's how you can take notes for listening exercises. Like take out some keywords for each sentence. Like for example, like foreigners. The keyword can be too many because he might just say many, not too many. So it's like true false statement. If it's not his opinion, put false. If it is his opinion, put true. Are we done? Shall we go now? Oops. go. And
This Teaching English Listening is brought to you by the British Council.
how's the volume?
It's okay.
Okay.
So, Alan, can you just tell me a bit about the part of the UK that you're from?
Right, I come from London. I was born in the West End. I don't remember much about that because we moved on to King's Cross, and then we moved to Tufton Park, where I've spent most of my life. I did move back to the West End when I was a bit of a younger man, to see what was going on down there, obviously. And then I moved back to Tufton Park, and now I'm in Islington. I suppose, all those, I've moved within that area. I suppose you could say that it's a 7 mile square area that I've never moved out of.
Good heavens. And can you tell me about any changes in this area of, perhaps Tufnell Park in North London, where you were living most of the time?
Well, yeah, the Tufnell Park area, where I live, just off of Tufnell Park in York Rise, what has changed greatly is the shops. There were all different types of shops there. You could literally buy anything that you needed in sort of general, not furniture, but there was a couple of dairies there, a pub off license, there was a laundry at Westons, they were called. There was a big company when I was younger, and we used to get what we called our bag wash there, and I had to pick it up on a Thursday, number 97. It was always wet. Remember that, yes.
You went and collected the wet laundry?
We took it on Monday and collected it on Thursday, and I can't remember how much it was. It was only sort of 10 days of coppers. It wasn't a great deal of money at all. But it was a sort of period of time when people never had washing machines, and that was an ideal sort of thing to do.
Yeah. And would you say your area, perhaps the area you're living in now, Islington, is that famous for anything?
I don't think it's all that famous for not the part I live in anyway. The ex-Prime Minister lived there, Tony Blair. I don't know what you make of that, if it's famous or not. But I did think on it, and there's some there's little areas in there where I think there's a lot of sort of actresses live, but I'm not into that sort of thing, so that passes me by.
And just tell me something about how people speak in your area of North London, would you say?
Well, there's such a diversity there that you couldn't say anybody speaks is a general accent or a general thing. What I do notice is the young people now, they have this type of speak where they use a lot of American phrases and things like this. So I remember a kid a week or so ago, he said that he was shouting out, "Oh, that's wickedly evil, man," which that sort of terminology comes from the United States of America, and that's because they watch this rubbish television.
What does that mean? It's wickedly evil.
I think it's supposed to mean it's good, which it means obviously the opposite. But that's what they do. They do speak like that.
That's it. The accent is a little challenging because he spoke in British accent, so you might not be used to hearing that accent. It's very British because he came from what city?
Western.
Western. What state?
Couldn't hear well.
He came from the UK in London, so he's completely British. So did you get any answers 1 to 8? What are his opinions and what are not?
Number 2 is his opinion.
What else?
3.
Number 3. What else?
7.
7. Anything else?
8.
8. So you said 2, 3, 7, and 8, right?
1, 2.
Number 1 as well. So 5. So number 1, how do you know he said that line? Why is that statement his opinion? Based on what?
Many.
You only heard one word, many. Okay.
I get from the Disney.
Okay, it's okay. Try again. Number 2.
He said that he moved a lot from one place to one place.
And number 3. I think celebrities are great. Celebrities mean famous people.
Artist, he mentioned artists.
But does he like those artists? That's the question. Okay. 4. I'm young and like going out a lot. Is he still young?
No.
5. I've seen a lot of changes in my life. Did he mention anything about changes?
He said about the technology.
Okay. 6. You didn't choose. Okay. 7. Yes. What statement that he used in the listening to express that that we can infer from his speech that young people watch too much television. Number 8, also no, right? Oh yes, earlier. I think you answered yes.
No, May said that.
Okay, let's check the answer together. So number 1, not his opinion. Okay, he describes the area where he lives as diverse. So he probably feels positive about the many people living in that area. Diversity, not a multinationality, it's like mixture of like culture or something. But he did not say anything about too many because, like I said, too many is negative, but he feels positive about his area. So it's not his opinion. True. Number 2, very good. Number 3, no. See, he said artist, but he said, I'm not into that sort of thing. So that passes me by. That passes me by is an expression or like can be a slang. That means that it just passes you by. You don't pay attention to that. It's not that important. You're not interested in that. That means passes me by. If we say we have that sentence in Khmer too, like the cho bỏ cắt, like that in Khmer. Like when you study, when you don't pay attention to the lecture, your teacher's words just pass you by. Học cắt rồi. Like that. That's what it means. That passes me by. You can change the subject to anything. Like his words, my mom's words, my mom's scolding just pass me by. I don't care about that. I'm not into it. Number 4, also false. He talks a lot about the past and young people. So he's not young. Very good. True. Okay. His technology changes. Number 6, probably false because he said he had no washing machine. He had to go and do laundry like somewhere. This one true, yes, because people speak in American accent. They don't speak in British accent nowadays. They are Americanized by the show, the films. And last one, false. He never mentioned living in America, my man. Last one, false. He didn't live in America. He lived within a 7-mile area of London. So that's all. So this is a little more challenging because it's a lot of questions combined together and you have to like complete everything. All right, so far so good. Making inferences, no taking skill before we move on. So those are the 2 skills we learned in this unit. Any problem?
The last one, it is quite difficult. Like
Making inference, yeah.
Because I couldn't hear the speaker well. Like, but the woman, it's okay, but the man one.
Yeah, the man spoke in a very British way. Like his pronunciation is so British. The woman, she spoke okay, just like us, like not us, like us. Like I think she's also like spoke in some American accent, so like it was cool for us to listen. But the man, he was completely in British accent, so it's hard to catch. Like you can try watching Harry Potter movies. Okay,
But there's no subtitle, so
Harry Potter.
yes.
Are you sure? We do. You can watch
Um,
on the internet.
only some like some series, some episode, like the first one it has, but like the third or the fourth.
Download from the internet on, and then just include it while you're playing the movie. There's a way you can do that. So I watch Harry Potter a lot, so it's like British accent is very sexy. Okay, any problem? Two skills, inferencing and note taking. And before we move on.
So when we use inference skill, do we need to note the detail?
You need to, so you can like make inference at the end of the listening. You still need that, those two link together in listening. But it's like inference sometimes, mostly it happens in TOEFL tests. Like they might say, what does the man mean, for example. But note taking skills, you need that all the time. So you can use to answer questions, true, false, MCQ, stuff like that. Okay, any other problems before we move on? We will still use those two skills in this whole unit, inferencing and note taking skill. So you can practice along the way. Problem? Yes or no? You stay quiet, so I will make inference that you don't understand anything.
I mean, like it is still hard, but I think we will be better.
You need to practice inference skills more. I already prepared something like extra practice on top of your Q skill online book, IQ online. So you can also have some fun doing that as well.
Yes.
Could you summarize the tips of taking note again?
May, do you watch on?
Yes, but from the video, what I have taken note is a first one is summary, summary, and like we make your own word, what you have understand, and the second one is a situation. Like we include the topic of the lecture, the main idea, and a few important points of the example.
Yes. For that one, the topic, supporting details and main ideas, it's hard to catch sometimes because you need to have a structure to catch that. But for note-taking skills in general, you can listen and be careful with all the information, like names, for example, names, date or time, or the activities or actions that happen on that day. Before you can break down into supporting sentence or topic sentence, you need those information first. From our book, they gave us a structure, right? They gave us the format of topic sentence and then main idea and supporting sentences and examples. So that is easy for you to complete when you listen. Okay, there are two things. So from our book, they gave you a structure and you can complete. But what I told you is note-taking skill that you will need to use all the time in listening. So pay attention to the name, of course. Use abbreviation. Do not write full words because you might not catch everything. Take note of important like date or time or places and what happened at that time. So that's note-taking skills in general if you don't have the structure of like what to complete. Because in our book, they gave you already the structure like topic and they take out some words so you know what to take, right? But if you take from scratch, it's more challenging. And note-taking skill is easier if you see the questions first, so you can just like do the questions while listening. But if you were to take TOEFL test, you will take note and you will use your note to answer questions, like what we've been doing. But for IELTS, you listen and do at the same time, so it's easier. So what we're doing right now, take note and use your note, is in TOEFL style, okay? But that will help you with everything, with reading, with listening, with studying. Note taking skill always helps. Any extra questions before we move on? No? Okay, so before class started, I dropped a topic for discussion today. I told you to pick a book that you have finished reading, right?
Yes.
You guys have one each. So I'll share mine first. Since you guys can listen to my sample. So what happened recently? So I've been rereading Harry Potter, like I said, like rereading, meaning I read once already. So I've been rereading that, and recently I read the 6th part, Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, where Harry found a potion book, and inside the book they put extra tips and they make changes to the information that were wrong in the book. And personally, I think that book was interesting. It's really great. Like, it made me so emotional at the end when Dumbledore died. He got killed by Professor Snape, and it was very intriguing. Like Dumbledore took Harry for private lessons. Like, let him see from the pencil,
Yes.
Letting him see from the pencil all the past thing that happened about the Horcruxes. Professor Slughorn. Oh wow. Okay, I'm sorry. It's very intriguing. Okay. Like, you always wanted to know what happened next when you read the book. You didn't want to stop. It's very detailed. It's very intriguing. It's very the plot twist was very breathtaking. Like, I didn't expect it to end like that, because all along the way I thought Draco Malfoy would be the killer, right? I never thought it was Professor Snape who killed.
Professor Snape is the half-blood prince, right?
That too. So while I was reading, I thought it was Harry's dad, half-blood prince. So the plot twist was really great. It was really, like, what do we say? Besides the word great, like, astonishing. I was shocked by that ending and plot twist. And it was long, very thick, but it was a while. It was your reading. You should try it out. But you need to read from part 1 first, because the books link together. You cannot skip any part, because of the names that were mentioned in the book will be the same from part 1, and their actions will be the same. Like, they will do flashback, and you will need to know what happened in the last series. So that's my review of Harry Potter. Do you think I like the book or no?
Yes.
By what? Main answer. So I told you my short review of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Do you think I enjoy reading the book or no?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Based on what? What words do you think I use that mean I enjoy the book?
Because you remember all the detail, which is you enjoy reading it.
Any other adjective that I use? Some adjectives that can also give you a clue about me enjoying reading.
Astonishing, you just say that.
Astonishing. What else?
And it was great.
Great.
So.
Okay, thank you. So like May said, I enjoy reading that by looking at my my action. Like, I express that Like I remember all the details. I use great adjective like astonishing, great, interesting, stuff like that. That's how you make inferences. Let's hear from May. Can you share your book on? You just finished reading, so we can tell.
It's a, I mean, it's the last book I have read in this month, but I stopped reading it. I mean, long times ago. That's why I forgot the detail of it.
Fine.
The book's called Finish What You Start, which is related.
The title is very good. Finish what you start.
Which is related to procrastinating, how to get rid of it, and motivate you, and teach you about how to motivate yourself. Yeah, like from the external or internal, and also they also teach you to practice the following through. The following through, which consists of 4 points. The first point is focus. The second point is self-discipline. Next, action, and last one is persistence. And the other point that I have read is how to get rid of your distraction. Yep. And one more is how to do something that you don't want to do. I mean, how to endure with it.
Endure, okay, endure. So overall, your feeling towards the book?
I feel great. I mean, I feel motivated, and I can take that technique to motivate myself more, and to go through my mental health. Have my mental health.
Okay, that's all. Okay, Yana, do you think May enjoy the book?
I don't think, not really, because it is non-fiction book, right?
Yeah.
So you don't think May enjoy reading the book, but he just read that for his mental health.
Yes, like I think maybe it takes like months to finish that, right? Not like a week.
No, I haven't finished it yet.
That was.
I stopped reading it. I was busy.
Yeah. So that explains.
So is that true, May? You didn't enjoy it?
Maybe. But I like it too.
But do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah. Because I can learn new things that can improve myself.
So it's like in the middle, kind of like enjoy it and kind of not, like somewhere in the middle. Because you stop reading. It's like if you enjoy something, you would want to finish it. Like start what finish what you start. See, you didn't finish the book.
Maybe, I mean, I don't like reading book, but I prefer watching video.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
why I never finish it.
Okay, thank you, Yana. Your turn on.
Okay. Last 5 months, I read the book. Like it's called The Peaceful Warrior, like by Dan Millman. Like I told you that I am into psychology things because of that book. I think I had a general psychology, and he told us to wrote a book report on that book. So I read, but I haven't finished it. But it has only maybe 20 pages left. I don't have the book, but I read it like through ebook. It's kind of hard to read, and the book, it is about like the truth, like how he overcome himself. First, he was just like he's kind of selfish man, like enjoying like having a lot of girlfriends. He changed his girlfriend, like changing his clothes, and he just go to school and partying with his man. That's it. And when he met a man, like he calls that man Socrates. That man didn't tell Dan the real his real name, so Dan just call him Socrates whenever he see that man. So I asked my professor that so like how did they meet, like because in the book it didn't say like they meet in the real life or in Dan's dream, but my professor told me that it is in his dream. It was in his dream. So that means like they are luciding. So I told you about lucid dream, right? So Dan and Sagati, they will meet when when they were lucid dreaming. And Sakati taught him about like a lot of like about lives, about like awaken, like how to know that you are in a dream or not in a dream. And uh, and one day Dan got into an accident. Like he he cannot walk, and the doctor told him that he might be cannot walk for like he cannot run or doing like any things like he study on a gymnastic. He's a gymnastic, like he play the jumping thing, jumping like the I don't know what that's called, but he couldn't use his legs, so his whole dream was ruined because of that accident. And then when he lucid dreaming with Sakati, Sakati told him that like free your mind and then believe in yourself. And then was going to give up, but he tries to listen to Sakati, and then finally he won the Olympic game. And now he can walk, he can do the flipping, like the backflip, even though his leg, the doc said his leg cannot walk, but now he's fine.
How can I flip?
So it is the true story. And I tried to buy the book, but they said out of stock.
Wow, it must be really good to be our stock. Is that all?
Pardon?
Is that all? You finished? Or not yet?
Yes. But it is a lot to say, but I don't want to say it anymore. Like it's too long story.
Still more.
There's still more.
Yes.
Okay, so it's my turn. So overall, I think Yana enjoyed the book so much.
Yeah.
Like once she said the book led her to like be into psychology. Two, she even asked her professor about how they both met each other. Three, she said she wanted to buy the book, but it's out of stock. Four, she remembers all the details more than I do, like how they met, how this guy called that guy this name, blah blah blah. So I personally believe she enjoyed it too much.
Yeah, very much.
Not too much, so much. What's the book called again?
Peaceful Warrior.
Peaceful Warrior. I should go and check it out.
It's mean like you fight yourself.
Is it non-fiction or fiction?
I think but it's true story. But I think you might be enjoy reading it.
Let's check it out in our first time. I wish they make that into a movie or something.
Oh yes, they made it, but the movie is not very detailed.
They do. Wow. I'll check
Love
it
the
out.
book more.
Yes, it's all like it's everything. It's what's been going on in like the movie industry. Like buy the book, they get the license to make movies, but they ruined it. Like they cut out important parts. They're trying to save money, so they cut out some important characters, some details. Like it happened in like anything, like in Harry Potter as well. Like every single series got cut out, like the important part, important characters. They did not make it the same way as the book. So I don't enjoy watching the movie that much. I love reading more. Okay, so have you guys finished our practice in my class, the vocab? So what we did earlier is called book review, okay? So we did a review on the books we have read and enjoy or not enjoyed reading so far. But this time we will listen to a book review by a woman, a lady, glad someone, and the book is called Bling. Bling. Not Blackpink's fan base name, okay? It's the title by Malcolm Gladwell. So we will listen to an excerpt. Excerpt here means a part. They took a part out. They take a part out, and you like can read or listen from a radio show in which a critic reviews a book. Okay, so Blink is a book that discusses types of decisions that we make as a result of first impression. So let's discuss things in general first. What kind of things that you decide to buy by using your first impression? You didn't consider much.
The appearance.
No, things that you can buy. Let's say we had a lot of money, enough money, okay, and you go shopping for many other things. But what kinds of things that you will buy by using your first impression without like making consideration too much? You say it, you buy it.
Book that on sale.
Yes, okay, on sale, like the price 70% off. I did that all the time. Like I had so many books on my shelf I bought on sale period, but I never read it. I never read them. I just bought because of the sale price. Like they put 70% off. So I just went and bought them and leave it on my shelf right here.
Decoration.
Decoration, yes. What else? I have so many. Like if you guys come back to the city, you can get some from me and read it a lot. When you guys come back. When we are back to normal, you can come to our school and get the book to read. Just tell me first. I can lend you many books. So books, because of the sale price, you will buy immediately. Okay, what else? May, what do guys normally buy on first impression? Like us, we might buy books or clothes or like makeup accessories or something. Just see it, buy it, and then regret later. What about guys? Do you guys like buying like sports shoes, like soccer shoes, sneakers?
Sneakers.
Yes.
Do you consider or just see it, buy it?
Consider expensive.
I usually consider to buy something.
All the
Yes.
time, right?
Not just buy because I can't afford it.
You don't make snap judgment about things you buy. Snap judgment in the book. You consider first. But if you can't afford it, let's say you have a job.
Yeah, the first thing to do is sneaker because I love it.
So no consideration. If you have your own job, you buy it.
Yep.
I see. So let's go to page number 12. So this time we will listen and complete this note, this outline thing, okay? This is called note-taking skill again, but this time they give you already some wordings like topic, main idea, examples, like 2 ways to make a decision. They just took some words out from the exercises. But in real life, in note-taking skills, you cannot do this in real life because you don't have enough time. It's really fast the listening. So use your own words and take notes of things that you hear. But for this time, complete this note in our book. Okay, so book review, Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, wait. We complete in the book?
Yes, in
Unit
the book.
1.
In the book, page 12.
Ready?
Listening 2. Activity A.
There is a saying, don't judge a book by its cover. This tells us that first impressions may be wrong. Writer Malcolm Gladwell has a different idea. In Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking, Malcolm Gladwell argues that first impressions are usually reliable. This is Wednesday Book Talk. Here's critic Hannah Smith.
An expert in a museum takes one look at a very old artifact. He is suspicious. The museum has just paid millions for this artifact. The first word that he thinks of is fresh. According to Blink, a new book by Malcolm Gladwell, whenever this expert takes a look at something new, he writes down the first word he thinks of. This habit of writing down first impressions supports the argument of Malcolm Gladwell's book. We often know more than we think we know, and we know it faster than we can explain. That artifact, for example, turned out to be about 2,000 years fresher or newer than the museum thought. It wasn't really an old artifact at all. It was a fake. Gladwell says we have two ways we make decisions. First, we can make decisions slowly and carefully with our conscious minds. Or we can make decisions very quickly and unconsciously, or without even thinking. Our unconscious minds are using information we already know to make judgments within a second or two. Gladwell's book looks at examples of when our first impressions turn out to be very accurate, as well as when they do not. For example, students in college classrooms have very accurate first impressions of instructors. In one study, students were shown only several seconds of a videotape of a teacher in the classroom. Then they predicted how effective the teacher would be. After only that quick first impression, they judged the teacher's effectiveness very accurately. They did as well as other students did after an entire term. In another study, people could tell a lot about a student's character just by looking at his or her bedroom for a few minutes. Gladwell also looks at marriages, wars, marketing, and police actions. Sometimes our first impression, our ability to make snap judgments, is very accurate. Sometimes it is very wrong. So when should we trust our instincts? In a section added to the new edition, Gladwell writes about some recent research. This research suggests conscious, careful decision-making works best for easy choices, like buying a pot for the kitchen. However, our first impressions are best in difficult situations when we are handling many pieces of information. An example is when a coach is selecting a player for a soccer team. If you want a book that gets you thinking about how we think, read Blink.
Thank you, Hannah. Now stay with us. We'll be back after the break with news of 2 more titles that have just reached the stores.
Did you finish the notes? Oh, you read it one more time.
One more time.
May finish or one more time?
One more time.
Okay.
Unit 1. Listening 2. Activity A.
There is a saying, don't judge a book by its cover. This tells us that first impressions may be wrong. Writer Malcolm Gladwell has a different idea. In Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking, Malcolm Gladwell argues that first impressions are usually reliable. This is Wednesday Book Talk. Here's critic Hannah Smith.
An expert in a museum takes one look at a very old artifact. He is suspicious. The museum has just paid millions for this artifact. The first word that he thinks of is fresh. According to Blink, a new book by Malcolm Gladwell, whenever this expert takes a look at something new, he writes down the first word he thinks of. This habit of writing down first impressions supports the argument of Malcolm Gladwell's book. We often know more than we think we know, and we know it faster than we can explain. That artifact, for example, turned out to be about 2,000 years fresher or newer than the museum thought. It wasn't really an old artifact at all. It was a fake. Gladwell says we have two ways we make decisions. First, we can make decisions slowly and carefully with our conscious minds. Or we can make decisions very quickly and unconsciously, or without even thinking. Our unconscious minds are using information we already know to make judgments within a second or two. Gladwell's book looks at examples of when our first impressions turn out to be very accurate, as well as when they do not. For example, students in college classrooms have very accurate first impressions of instructors. In one study, students were shown only several seconds of a videotape of a teacher in the classroom. Then they predicted how effective the teacher would be. After only that quick first impression, they judged the teacher's effectiveness very accurately. They did as well as other students did after an entire term. In another study, people could tell a lot about a student's character just by looking at his or her bedroom for a few minutes. Gladwell also looks at marriages, wars, marketing, and police actions. Sometimes our first impression, our ability to make snap judgments, is very accurate. Sometimes it is very wrong. So when should we trust our instincts? In a section added to the new edition, Gladwell writes about some recent research. This research suggests conscious, careful decision-making works best for easy choices, like buying a pot for the kitchen. However, our first impressions are best in difficult situations when we are handling many pieces of information. An example is when a coach is selecting a player for a soccer team. If you want a book that gets you thinking about how we think, read Blink.
Thank you, Hannah. Now stay with us. We'll be back after the break with news of two more titles that have just reached the stores.
Okay. Let's get audience.
Wait, teacher.
Yana Lang. Very,
Yeah.
very good ringtone. Let's check the answers. First of all, we do a short break for like bathroom. Done?
Yes.
Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay. Let's go on. Blank number one. Main idea of the review of the book is Gladwell thinks first impressions are usually
Reliable.
reliable. Very good. What does reliable mean?
Dependable. We can depend on.
We can depend on something. Okay. Thank you. Blank number two. Two ways we make decisions. Number one, what's the answer made?
Slowly.
Only one.
Unconscious. Number two.
Number one only. Only one word, slowly, right? Oh, how many adverbs are there?
Slowly decide with our conscious mind.
Are you sure?
No.
I heard 2 words. Slowly, yes. Slowly, 1 word. 1 more word is missing. Yeah, now what's another adverb?
Carefully.
Yes, slowly and carefully with our conscious minds. What does conscious mean?
Do with our intention.
Okay, with intention, you know about that. You know what's going on. Very good. Number 2, Yana, quickly or?
Unconsciously.
Unconsciously, very good. Like sometimes I just go on Food Panda and order some stuff without knowing. That's like quick decision. Research on accurate first impression. There are many examples. Number 1, they mention how students watch videos of what?
Teacher in the classroom.
Very good. A teacher in the classroom could tell how
Effective.
very good. How effective they would be. Another example is people could look at
his or her bedroom.
Very good. Bedroom and learn about his or her
Characteristic.
characteristic or character.
Yes.
Character.
Yes.
Examples of decision making. There are 2 kinds of decision making. Earlier we said slowly and carefully. When do you do that? Careful. When you make what decision?
Like when a coach selecting a player for this.
Are you sure?
I think that's snap.
That's snap.
That is snap.
Very good. But the first one, what is it?
Buying a pot for a chicken.
Yeah.
Very good. So careful one is buying a pot for a kitchen. So when you want to select a pot, think longer. If it fits on your cooker or not, if it's thick enough, if it's reliable or not. So you need to make your careful decision. Use your conscious mind to buy a pot. Surprising. And snap decision is when?
In difficult situation.
Example.
So like selecting.
Very good. It's when a coach selecting players for soccer team. All right. So we'll end this part up to this section right here. We'll have a 10 minutes break. So you guys can go drink water or use the bathroom for 10 minutes. We'll come back at 7:24.
So can you say again? Coach selecting the boss, right?
No. Coach selecting players for a soccer team. How can you select a boss?
Thank you.
It makes no sense, Owen. I'm surprised you even think about that. All right,
That's why what I've heard.
No worry, Owen. Let's spread and have a bathroom break for 10 minutes. You can drink water or like do anything you want. Come back at 7:24.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll do some research on peaceful warrior.
Yes.
Okay.
See you soon.
See you.
So we'll continue. So this time you will need to use your note on the top part, section A, and briefly, fastly, quickly complete section C and D. They are very easy, C and D. So use your note and complete C and D quickly. Let's go together. I think C is very easy. So we talk about three main ideas. Number one, they put many ideas here. First impressions are very good, reliable from our main idea on the front, the top. And examples or details that they put is, what examples that you hear about what museum?
Museum.
The word
They use the artifact at the museum as the example. Yeah, like there was this researcher, he went into the museum, he saw this artifact. You know artifact means, right? Artifact or artifact.
It's like artificial. Is it
It's a
similar?
piece of art.
It
It can be like painting, it can be a sculpture, it can be like anything. It's art, come from the word art. Okay, so they use the artifact at the museum as an example how the guys thought it was a fake. It's a fake, fake.
In copy.
A copy of the real one. Very good. So number two, conscious decisions are another main idea in our like example. Two ways we make decision, and unconscious decisions are when you don't know.
Unreliable.
Number two, quickly and
quickly and unconsciously.
snap.
Quickly,
without even thinking.
Yes, quickly without thinking. That's the answer. Quickly without thinking. And what was the example or detail that they used to support that one?
So like when selecting, no?
No, that's the end example in decision making.
Selecting a player.
Not that yet, not there yet. In order, everyone. Selecting player is also correct, but it's another one. We have two examples. Actually, two or three. So one, remember students.
Like judge their teacher.
They the students they only watch a very short video of the teacher and then they can like judge and could tell how the teachers would be. Another example will be like the soccer team. Okay. Next one, conscious decisions. Conscious decisions. Unconscious ones are quick without thinking, but the conscious ones are
slowly,
careful.
Very good. Carefully. Slowly and carefully. Slow and careful. You have to use adjective behind word okay. The example is what? What was the example that they used? Like one of them is buying a pot for your kitchen, but one more is?
Is it look at bedroom?
The bedroom.
Look at the bedroom. They need to look and consider first, okay? And one more is buying.
Buying
a pot. Very good. Okay. So your turn. Do section D, okay? Look at the note and decide the order that you heard in the report. Which one did you hear first? So they put recognizing a fake artifact as number one. and match examples in the top section. What letter is the example? A clue or a tip to do this kind of question is to match them all and skip what you don't know and cross out what you match already. So what is the leftover is the answer to that hard one. I'll give you 2 minutes. Time it. 2 minutes. Where's my clock? Okay, right here. Time's up. All right, what comes the second after a fake artifact? Let's do this section first. For example, came the second after the artifact?
Judging a teacher effectiveness.
Very good. Judging a teacher's effectiveness. The third one is?
Describing someone's character.
Care. Normally, CHA and pronoun CHA words are pronounced care except chat. So describing someone's character. Nice. Number 4 is?
An easy
decision. Okay. And last one, obviously, the last one, a difficult decision with lots of information. All right. Example. Recognizing a fake artifact. What examples did they use?
E.
A, B, C, D, E.
E.
Jana said E. May, what's the answer?
Which one?
Number 1, recognizing a fake artifact.
E.
E, very good. Number 2, judging a teacher's effectiveness. Example is? D, watching a video. Very good. Number 3. B, okay, nice. Looking at a bedroom. 4, an easy decision. Easy decision.
A.
A.
I don't know, I'm waiting. May said A, Yana said
A.
A too.
Yes.
Are you sure? Did you
C.
hear? Yes, C.
Oh, C.
Easy decision. It's easy. They didn't say something about careful or snap or anything, just easy. So C. And difficult decision is A. That's when they mention about your snap judgment or your snap impression. Your first impression. That's for difficult decision. Question? Question or no question? So far we have two kinds of judgment, like we have unconscious judgment and another one when you judge consciously. So unconscious judgment can mean that you use your instinct. What does instinct mean? Instinct.
Gut feeling.
Yes, gut feeling, like you judge immediately as your instinct.
The natural feeling.
Natural feeling. We have fake feeling too. Okay. So let's say you want to buy a coffee maker. Is it snap or conscious?
Conscious.
Conscious. Why?
Of the price, the brand, the quality.
It's all about the money, okay? Price, the brand, quality, okay? What about choosing a study partner?
Oh, yes.
What is it? Snap?
So that.
No,
Oh,
no.
that too. Okay.
Conscious.
May said conscious, both self-conscious, right?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I do it unconsciously. I just go to someone that I'm comfortable with, even though he or she is bad. Yeah. If he or she looks comfortable, I'll go to him or her. That's how I choose my study partner, but I might regret later, yes. You know, asking someone on the street for help, conscious or snap?
Snap.
Snap. If you mean conscious, that means you just stand there and watch people carefully to choose who to ask from. That will take forever. Choosing vegetable seeds for your garden.
Yeah.
You want to plant something and you will go and choose from the market. Do you just go and grab it, or you go and you stand there, you read the instruction, look at the brand, look at the color and stuff?
Conscious.
Yes, conscious.
Mostly conscious. So as we know, when we want to talk about buying things, it's mostly always conscious decision. Like you always spend time thinking about that first when you buy things. You choose the brand, like we said, you choose the price that is in your range, in your affordability. But when we choose like your partner, it's like you just blindly do it. You don't care about the price or result later. All right, so there are two kinds of decisions we learned, conscious and snap decision. And to be frank, I mostly make snap decisions all the time. It's always snap.
And then
Especially
regret.
when it comes to shopping. Like my weak point is the discount sale. So if it's on sale, I just go there and snap, buy everything. And then get home and then sit down, look at the price list and regret later. So do not be like me. Use your consciousness, your conscience to judge your shopping. Don't be tricked by discount. Because last time I went to Aeon and I went to this tea shop, Tiger Sugar tea shop, right? Tiger Sugar.
Yeah, maybe.
They were doing discount like 50% off, and I bought like 2 or something. Snap, discount, half price. And what I realized, they make the cup size way smaller than the original size. It happens all the time. They trick you into buying the discount product and you think you will save a lot of money. But no, they change the cup size. It becomes so small. So which decision is better? You judge by yourself. Because you are the one who makes decision. You can decide which one is better, conscious or snap. It's all up to you. It's all your choice. But making the decision from experience is very bad. So learn from me and reduce your decisions in a snap way. Don't make too many snap decisions. Problem so far so good?
No.
No, okay, what problem on? Let's discuss.
I mean, like, no problem.
So far so good? No? All right. No problem, May? Any problem?
No.
No, clear, right? Those two decisions and vocab. Remember, we will have a quiz soon.
Yes.
And there are so many vocabs you need to do. So page 15, you finished it already, right? I believe in our class.
Yes.
All right. So let's go and look at suffixes very quickly. You watch the video and you know what suffix is, right?
Yes.
What are suffixes? Where do you add them?
Add them at the end.
Okay, why? What's the purpose?
To change the part of speech.
Change part of speech, hang on. Okay. My laptop just chose to slow down again, so please wait. It's cracking. It's not gonna work. Okay. Okay, here it comes. So suffixes letters that are added to the end of the words to change the pair of speech of the word. Mostly we have verb to noun. What else?
No.
Verb to noun. What else?
Verb to adjective.
Verb to adjective. Okay, what else?
Adjective to adverb.
Blue, Lee, like Asian, active, if, able.
IOUS.
What else? Maybe or.
ACY.
Sometimes it can be ed, sometimes be ing, blah, blah, blah. So you know what each suffix mean, right? Each of them, what do they mean? Like ION mostly means what? TIVE, ABLE. So each suffix has its own meaning. And can you tell, is there a shortcut to remember the suffix, or you need to remember the words?
Remember the suffix.
There's no way that we can like take notes of the suffix and the words. You need to remember all of them. Like for example, conversation. Okay. Response, responded, responsible, responsibility. So remember them all as a family. There is no way that you can have a shortcut to know what suffixes So what suffix goes with what word? We'll do a short fun activity. It's really fun. I did it last night. I'll give you a link. Okay. Can you click on this link? We'll challenge each other. It's a suffix game. Alright, do not do anything yet. Go there and share me your screen so I can see if it's the right link or not.
That's right.
You can try first and you can share the screen.
We have to enter a game code.
No, click on the link. Paste the link there. Do you see the link?
Yes, the same as me.
Okay, so you need to enter the game code. Let me get the, okay, here's the code. 2408.
Wait. 2400.
Yes, 086814. Hang on, let me test out. This is me.
This stage.
No one gets score yet.
Condition.
I'm scoring. Ooh. Hurry up.
Oh,
I'm catching up. Yana, you're behind. Oh, hurry up. Yana, what's wrong?
power up.
Oh, no. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay, I get power up. Oh, no, this was not a good one. I'm still behind main. Why? Oh, I quit main finally.
Really?
Yeah.
It's too easy.
Click one on. Hurry up. You're way behind.
I don't really understand.
I'll explain later as the game ends. Basically, you see the meaning of the suffix and you guess what the suffix means. Like creator or then it's like O or E means someone, a person. It's like that. Okay, I'll be a good teacher and not use my power up, okay?
Shit. So I completed.
All done. Okay, wait for everyone. We'll wait for Yana. May if you scroll down on.
Oh, ended.
Oh, I won. I got the queen, the crown, I mean. All right. So, oh, there's no flash can for this. Okay, scroll down. We will see the review questions. There's everyone scrolling down. So this is the same thing, but in a flashcard format. We'll go through this all together. So the first question, the words, the suffixes that means like having characteristics of something. So what suffix is it? That's what it means, Jenna. Number 2, what suffix that means the most? It's like that. Number 3, what suffix that means can be done? Okay. Like for example, edible can be eaten, I-B-L-E. Doable can be done. Remarkable can be remarked, so like that. Condition or state of, like childhood, for example, condition of your as a children, as a child, I'm sorry, as a child. Having or being the quality of something. So here's the question, same thing, but they just put it in a flashcard format. And you can click on the study flashcards. If you click on the study flashcards, you can see it again. Okay. You will see the answer. So you can like take note of the answer or the flashcard. Any questions?
No.
Wanna play a new one?
Yes.
Okay. This time I won't be playing. I'll just find a game, and so Yana and Main can play. I'll just be the host. This is our last one. Here's the link. And here's the code to join. Yana, join already. Main, where are you now?
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just sit here and host, okay? Ready?
Yes.
Yana, you need to beat Main this time. Main was so good.
I'm not good.
2, 3,
What?
go.
Oh, so loud.
So suffix less, L-E-S-S. What does it mean? ER, it means EST. Yana is apparently leading.
The game is over, teacher.
Yeah, to me, not to me own.
Ah.
To you. I mean, sorry, not to me, because I wait until it's the end of the day. Who got the first place?
Anna.
I don't know yet because I'm still like in question 7. You guys finished, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do very quick then. So while completing the quiz, you should take notes of like the suffix of full or less. You can watch my screen now. One last question, I think. Yeah, one last question. Game ended. Who won?
Anna.
Yeah, now we'll test ability. Okay, so scroll down, same thing. You will see the study flashcards. That's where you get the lessons and you can take note of stuff. That's for yourself. You need to do it yourself. Like suffixes, full or less, with or without. Okay. Taller, ER means more. And then EST means most, something like that. All right, that's the purpose of the quiz today. We'll do it more often so Yana can taste more milk tea. And May can pay us milk tea as well, since you will be coming back to the city really soon. Milk tea time. Free delivery to Ednich. Okay, let's continue our class. So your job is to complete exercise on page number 18 at home, okay? But we'll go through exercise on page 17 together right now. Like as you know, for suffix there are two parts. We have what we call stem. Yeah. Or base word and suffixes. For example, if we say education, the stem or the base word is
Educate.
Educate. And the suffix is Shun.
I-O-N.
Yes. And the parallel speech of the new word.
Noun.
Are you sure T on the word end with T already?
Educate.
Educate. Just take it up.
T8.
So what's the parallel speech?
Noun.
Noun. Okay. So on our book, do the same thing. So we've got 6 more words. Your job is to take out the suffix for each word and decide the base word. For example, accuracy. Suffix is ACY, parallel speech is a noun, and the base word is accurate. Number 2, assumption. What is the suffix?
I-O-N.
Are you sure? I-O-N?
T-I-O-N.
Okay, T-I-O-N. Are you sure?
Yes.
What's the base word?
Assume.
Assume. How do you spell assume?
A-S-S-U-M-E.
Where's P then?
No.
The suffix is T-I-O-N, yes. Just
Oh,
like
suffix.
just like education, you take something out, it's fine. Parallel speech is noun as well, okay. Let's go to number 3, consciously. Suffix is
Alpha.
ly. Parallel speech is
Word.
adverb. The base word is conscious. Very good. Prediction.
T-R-I-O-N.
I-O-N. Parallel speech is, what is parallel speech of prediction?
Noun.
Noun. The base word is
Predict.
predict. Okay. Effectively.
Y.
Ly. Parallel speech adverb. Base word is effective. Instinctive.
V-E.
V-E or I-V-E?
I-V-E.
I-V-E. Parallel speech is adjective. Base word instinct. Very good. Last one, selection.
O-N.
I-O-N. Parallel speech. Noun. The base word is
Select.
Okay. So use the words from this part, part A, to complete in the blank in part B. But remember, use the correct form of the word. It can be a noun, it can be the base word, or adjective, or adverb. It depends on the meaning. All right. So far, so good.
Yes.
Any extra questions? On Thursday, we'll briefly, very quick, discuss the speaking section, contractions with auxiliary verb. That's where Yana had so many questions with our practice on my class. Actually, oh no, the ones in my class are actually the same to the ones in our textbook. So if you have any problem with the one in my class, you can also check the textbook. Like, I often make snap judgments. It's the same thing, but in my class, I took the sentence from page number 15. I often make snap judgments about things I buy. The right answer is about, not on, but there might be a typo, a slip or something, and someone put on in it since it was a pre-made quiz. So there was a mistake in that sentence. For this section, it's just auxiliary verbs. We have is very easy. I think you know what they are, right? What are auxiliary verbs?
Yes.
What is the function of it?
Make questions and negative statements.
Make questions and negative statements. Do you translate them, or does it have meaning? Or no, very good. Auxiliary verbs, or another word, they are called helping verbs. And like Yana said, you only use them to make negative and questions format, and you use them in different tenses. For example, you use do in simple and simple present and simple past, and you use to be in present and past continuous, and you use have in present perfect. And I'm sure you know all the tenses, right?
Yes.
Yes. Do you need help with tenses or no? We are clear with tenses, right? When we use past simple, when present perfect, when past continuous, we all clear on tenses. Am I right?
I'm not still clear about like past simple and past perfect.
Okay, let me turn the fan off. So past simple and past perfect is really easy. Mostly you use them together to compare which one happened first. And mostly past perfect is a very old grammar, and you don't use it by itself alone. Oops. So the two used to compare which action ended first. It shows some sort of like gap. So ended before past simple happened. And if you use past simple, it also shows sequences of past events. Okay. For example, no, that will be blocked. When or before he got promoted, he had worked as a manager there. So if you look at this example, before he got promoted, he had worked as a manager there. Which one happened first?
He had
Worked as a manager.
And then?
He got promoted.
He got promoted. Very good. But is it the same if I use past simple? Not this sentence. Before he got promoted, he worked as a manager there.
Same.
The same. See, so it's very similar in terms of meaning, and mostly in today's English, they mostly use past simple, but not past perfect. You can use past perfect when you want to state clearly that past perfect had already ended, and then past simple happened. And sometimes you use past perfect when you see the adverbs, remember? Never, already, and
yes.
yet. So you use past perfect in here. So if they add these adverbs in the sentence, you can use past perfect. He had already worked as a manager there. And if you use past simple all together, it shows sequence. It's very similar. It's not, the difference is not that big. It's so similar. I'll give you some exercises if you want. We can practice more on these two tenses. I'll drop them in our Telegram group. So it's easy for you to download since it's not in our textbook. All right, any other questions about today's lesson? So on Thursday, we'll go through speaking real fast and we'll do something else. Probably review or quiz, you know. Just get yourself ready.
Quiz.
So far, so good?
Yes.
What happened, May? Why is your camera off?
Oh, I forgot to turn it on back.
It's fine. All right, if you have no extra questions, we'll end the session today and I'll drop the practice for like you both if you want the on the tenses like past perfect and past simple extra practice.
So we don't have homework works today.
You do, page 17, remember?
I've already done.
The suffix one, not 17. 18, I'm sorry, page 18.
Yes.
That's your homework for Thursday. But if you're done, remember your writing? Did you finish the
yes.
assignment?
Yes.
When will it do it?
Your assignment all in reading book, your writing in IQ Online, where you
Yes.
can.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I picked the second topic that talk about the how salesperson make they have a good and bad first impressions. Can I do only good?
Hang on, you picked the topic from the IQ Online, right?
Yes.
But the topic was given to you in our course book on.
How to paragraph.
How to paragraph. In IQ Online was your practice, not your assignment on.
What?
Exactly. I
I
told
thought it's
you,
from the
check
IQ.
our book here. Unit assignment, page number 25. They gave you a topic already.
Reading book, right?
Reading and writing book.
I see.
But if you have finished your other topic, it's fine. I can accept that too. It's fine.
Okay.
But make sure you follow our step. We have brainstorming and you need to ask Diana to read yours first. It's good if you write different topics then, since you will read each other's paper first before giving it to me.
We need to brainstorm in that platform too.
No need on. Just make sure you do it, but you need to do the outline. So in that platform, you can only submit your writing, right?
Yes.
Which means the outline, you need to do it outside on a Microsoft Word document. And just paste your writing underneath the outline so I can just see everything. There is no to submit in the platform. You can copy and paste your writing in the platform to check your mistake, like to check your words, if you use our words in the book or not, and then copy out of the platform and paste into Microsoft Word and submit the word to me only through Telegram.
Oh, but I've already submitted on that platform.
You can, but I can edit it, right?
Oh yes.
I need to edit on Microsoft Word. That's how I can do it. So remember, when you submit it, you need to have your outline as well. And don't forget your name. You submitted twice. There's no name in your writing twice.
That's because we have only 2 people here. So you won't confused.
So put your name as well, okay?
Okay.
Name and like your name, and you put unit 1 assignment, so you know you can compound your document. Since I also compound your writing as well.
Right.
Clear? So remember outline and writing, but you should ask your friends to read your writing first before giving that to me, since we have a checklist that you need to follow. Like, you need to have conditional sentences that we studied, like if or when clauses, and you need to use the words that we learned in the textbook in the unit as well. That's how you can use our platform in IQ on the track. If you use any word from the book, do not miss any criteria, and then ask Yana to read yours, and you read Yana's paper. Edit that and give it to me by next week. That's your last week, production week, next week. So this week is the last that we will be studying, and next week you will like submit everything to me. You're writing. What's going on? You guys are frozen. Can you hear me? It seems both of you are frozen.
Welcome back, teacher.
Yeah, I'm back. Hello. All right. Before we get frozen again, I'll end the call for today, and I'll text you what you need to do on the Telegram instead. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, see you on Thursday. Get yourself ready for our quiz.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for today.
Thank you.
Teacher.
See you.
See you.
Mm-hmm.